This exotic is free. Hilariously and comically free. Like, miss the guy by a mile and then watch the knife launch itself like a rocket straight into the guy's Achilles heel and take his whole life free. Like, chuck a knife on the floor next to a barricade and chuckle as the Titan drops dead free. Like, literally blind toss it across the map and get a kill that makes the other guy think that you're cheating free. This is the Atheros Embrace. And while it's not new to Destiny and not even new to my channel, I wanted to revisit it because right now we are in a meta that creates the best landscape for this exotic. They're essentially better than they have ever been now that we are in a meta of disengagement and lane end to lane end combat. Let me show you. And then I want to take a minute to make a correction from my last video really quickly after that. I misinterpreted some data and I wanted to clear the air, so stay tuned for that as well. Now you're gonna see some wacky stuff in this video, stuff that doesn't quite make sense. And I want to be clear that I'm not campaigning to get these things nerfed. I think they're hilarious. I think they add a fun dynamic to a stale PvP, and I think that they can actually help break up the monotony of engage, take shots, disengage, repeat. I think Destiny is at its best when there are lots of unique and even downright silly ways to play and succeed. So I have to thank Jingleheimer and Cool Guy for indirectly encouraging me to use these things again. It's been a while, and it helped me really enjoy what was otherwise a rough weekend with COVID hitting our house finally. Seeing these guys make wacky plays with Atheros made me want to take them for another spin. So I tried lots of combos with these. I used a Swashbuckler Disparity with them for a while. I used a Swashbuckler Cold Denial. I used a Pugilist Sidearm. I used a lot of stuff. Eventually I just came back to my crafted Disparity with Rapid Hit and Kill Clip because being Radiant after a knife kill made for some mega easy follow-up kills, and then Kill Clip helped me keep it going. Although I would also like to craft the new Trace Rifle as well, because I know that Trace Rifles work really well with this exotic also. But ultimately this exotic is honestly perfect for this meta. A lot of folks are going to stand and deliver a burst or two and then disengage. And they're around the corner somewhere out of sight, and there's nothing you can do about it until they peek again, or you rush out into the open area to push them. But with Atheros, after you've exchanged pulse shots with one another, you now have a homing rocket essentially. After it bounces twice, it's going to launch at anything that's within a clear line of sight of it. So you'll see me toss it down into the corners so it hits the floor and then the wall, and then it's just going to take off looking for a target.
Captain, zone advantage is yours.
Otherwise, it also does a lot more damage when it's charged from headshots, so you can just chuck it into somebody's chest and that'll do enough to full kill them. So quick refresher on Atheros. If you get rapid headshots with your weapons, it's going to give you a charged throwing knife. Now that throwing knife does way more damage, and after 2 bounces, it tracks. But not only that, but with Barricade Titans being so popular right now, the knife gives you another option for killing them around cover. So you shoot them, they panic, they throw up that shield, and even get an overshield because of it. You can just toss that baby to the side and watch it zero in on them, and then dab on them because it's the right thing to do. So if you haven't used the Atheros Embrace gauntlets in PvP, make sure you take them for a spin. Remember to try to go floor, wall, and then guardian with your tosses. Look for good clean angles, and then you can reuse them again and again whenever you get that map. So you'll start to learn which surfaces work best for each lane or portion of the map. It's just a fun little mini game to play that breaks up the monotony of the current Crucible environment. And while those clips are playing in the background, I wanted to take a moment to address the graph conversation from the previous video. I talked a lot about the good news from the TWAB last week and dished out plenty of praise for the good changes coming in the mid-season shakeup, but then at the end of the video, I put that graph on full blast that Bungie used in the TWAB to support their skill-based matchmaking system. So a couple of things. I understood that they were saying the graph shows that the outcome of the average match is becoming less predictable since the skill differences from team to team are getting smaller. And that's generally a good thing. When you have wide ranges of skills represented in a lobby, then it can become a little one-sided sometimes. That's why I was always a proponent of outlier protection to help mitigate that. But instead we got SBMM. And with SBMM making you match mostly people at or around your skill, then it makes those blowouts, they don't happen as often. Now I understood that, but my interpretation was that each match was supposed to be a 50-50 chance at winning. basically a toss-up from team to team. And that's like kind of true to an extent, but it's a team-based thing, not an individual-based thing. So it's not trying to force you personally to have a 50% chance at winning each match. It's more nuanced than that. But essentially, a really good player will still have a better win percentage because their ability to overcome obstacles is greater. So I do apologize that my interpretation of that graph was off, but having had that cleared up for me, I'm still feeling very similar feelings. I don't know why that statistic is a good justification for the current form of SBMM. Today on my live stream, and I can't lie about this, you can just pull up my live stream and verify this for yourself if you want to. But today on my live stream, the very first match, exactly half of the enemy players on the team would not take damage from me at all. And I wish I was making that up, but unfortunately I am not. There, now it gives me credit for the kill. Holy cow, this game. That's dumb. Look at this. Look. What is this lag? It hasn't even given me credit for that kill yet. Whatever. Look at this. You see this?
Your enemy is pushing for...
Look at look. What the frick, man? Look. What? I don't even know. Destiny's broken. The next match ended up being a 6v1 on Cathedral, where players kept leaving, but we passed the mercy threshold, leaving all of us to just gather in the center of the map and wait while emoting with each other for the 3 minutes left in the match just to slowly tick away because there was no way that we could force the game to end by killing one player enough times to run the score up. But we also didn't want a matchmaking ban, so we stayed. The connections are consistently subpar, leading to desync and deaths around corners. It was a genuinely bad day of PvP. These things may have happened from time to time with connection-based matchmaking, but they weren't commonplace. We didn't just shrug and say, well, that's connection-based matchmaking for you. We would say, holy cow, what's going on? This guy's lagging. What the heck is that? Dude, is not right. So again, like I said in that previous video, regardless of what this graph says about match outcome prediction, I want to see the stats that matter a lot more. Like, how much is the average player playing PvP? How much is the PvP enthusiast playing this season compared to previous ones? How many players overall are playing PvP? These are stats that they could have shown to really prove their point. They need to show at the end of the day that SBMM is making more players enjoy PvP, and it's making them stick around and enjoy the space more than they used to. If they cannot prove that, then I personally can definitively say that SBMM absolutely tanked my match quality. I'm not talking about the skill level of my enemies. Everyone always hears that. Oh, you don't like SBMM, it means you don't like to play people your own skill, you just want to stop noobs. I'm talking about the quality of the matches. Gameplay slowed to a halt. The meta got more restrictive since everyone is treating the game so much more seriously. The connections took a massive hit. More people are leaving matches because of those reasons, and the game is having a really hard time finding replacements for them since the player pool at my skill bracket is much smaller. So ultimately, I don't care what the graph says. This game got worse. I still love Destiny. I still play Destiny. I'm still going to continue to play Destiny. But I can say definitively that for me, it got worse. So I'm hoping that with feedback and tuning, it can get better again. So that's what I wanted to clear up. Anyways, thanks so much for watching the video today. I hope the knife plays were fun or entertaining or both. Feel free to leave a like on the video only if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for additional Destiny 2 content. Be warm and well fed, my friends, and I hope to catch you in the Crucible.
Double down. A victory well executed.